Well, yesterday I made another change. Not that it's going to make much of a difference. It should be basically the same. But I got feed someplace else yesterday. I found out one of the other feed, well, there's only one other feed mill actually in this area. They took over the IBA dealership. And IBA is a company that sells soaps, acids, tit dips, milk house supplies, health products for cattle and stuff. I guess the guy that was doing it, they took the dealership away from him or something there. I don't know, but he hasn't been coming around here since September of last year was the last time he was here. And so I went down there because I've been buying stuff I was buying off him, off other companies, but there's a couple of products I was using that I wanted to use again. The feed mill I'm dealing with, half the time they don't have nothing there. They're saying there's a shortage, but funny, any route trucks coming in here has got everything. I can go online to several different places and buy the stuff, have it shipped the next day here. So I don't know why they have a shortage. But anyway, that's what I was going to do yesterday. Go get feed, and I was going to go down there and pick up them supplies that I needed. And like I said, I've never been to this mill before. And when I was there, I thought, well, I'll price their dairy. Maybe save me a trip. I ended up buying it there. Now, like I say, there's two ways to make money. Either increasing production and making more money, or cutting costs and saving money. Whether this does anything, as long as I don't lose milk, I'm way money ahead. I don't understand the difference in price. But the feeds are basically the same. Probably not going to be able to read it, but this is a tag that I get from the mill I've been getting from. It's just their floor mix. 18% dairy. Crude fat minimum 2.5%, crude fiber 7% maximum, A, D, and E. And this is what I find funny here now. They list their ingredients as grain products, processed grain byproducts, plant protein products, cane molasses, blah. It doesn't list anything that you would normally see as ingredients. Now this is there. From that mill I went to yesterday, still an 18%, 2.9% fat minimum, so it's higher in fat. Fiber max is 6%. I don't know how much difference that make. They give the ADF, calcium minimum, maximum, phosphorus, selenium, and vitamin A. But their list of ingredients: corn, soybean meal, wheat middlings, corn gluten feed, corn distillers, dried grains with soluble cane molasses. Ingredients, you know what it is. So, like I say, I'm not feeding the amount of grain I should be feeding because I can't afford it. This is going to give me two choices, I should say, on I can either stick with what I'm doing and not lose milk, I'm going to be money ahead, or I can even increase the feed and keep my costs the same and hopefully increase milk. For right now, I'm going to keep the feed the same, or at least a week or so, and see what they do, because I am going back to get this. I buy a ton. The difference between this one and this one is $57 a ton. Now I can't believe they're getting prices of feed that much difference. So like I say, 6 ton. Say I use 6 ton a month, that's over $300 a month I'm saving. So, why not? I mean, like I say, there doesn't seem to be any loyalty to anywhere else anymore. I mean, this mill, they seem to want to cater more to horse people now, and they stock very little stuff for the dairy farmers there anymore. And I'm just getting fed up with them. Like I say, half the time they don't have nothing stocked. Well, there's a shortage out there. Now, like I said, this mill doesn't have, they're just a feed mill. They don't have a showroom floor like this mill has, and has all these veterinary supplies and stuff. Which I don't really care, because like I say, you can buy a lot of that stuff anywhere. I can still buy that stuff here if I have to. biggest thing is save money on feed. Now I'm going to tell you another little thing. A lot of you might know this mill, because it was featured on Dirty Jobs back in, I think it was 2006, as near as I could find out. Yeah, so this was one of the original seasons. I think when I looked up, they had 2003, 2005 was one season, and 2006 was the second season. And this episode was January 2006. Now you can find a partial clip of it on YouTube. They don't have the whole episode. But this is one of 4 times that Dirty Jobs was in this area. They came for this mill. There was a dairy farm in that area, and I can't find anything with that episode. And I'm almost going to bet they filmed that at the same time. But I don't see nothing listed in the seasons or anything on that dairy farm. But he milked cows in a herringbone parlor and fed calves at that farm. Here he was cleaning the dust down in the basement. And let's see, they were up to Zurn Industries in Erie. It was a foundry where they were making sand molds. And there was one other one. It was up around Lake Erie, but I don't know if it was actually in Erie, Cleveland, Buffalo. But it's one where he was catching snakes, and they took him back to the lab and made the snakes puke up what they ate. The snake bit him on the hand, and he's flaring around, making a big show that he's getting bit by a snake. But this, in the farm, they pranked him on both of them, and I'm surprised if he'd ever come back. On here, they had him clean out the filter on the molasses tank. We got to check to make sure they're clean, and that's what's in that film clip on YouTube. And it was all a prank. There was no filter in there, nothing to worry about. And after he pulled his hand out with molasses all on it, he wrote on the tank there, Dirty Jobs. And the dairy farm that he was on, they pranked him there too. They had him go out on the alley where the cows were, and they gave him a sifter. Yeah, I don't know, it was for like soil samples or something. They got it from the extension office, and they had him pick up the manure off the floor there and go in the milk house and hose it to sift it out. They said they wanted to see what length of fibers were in the manure, see how the cows are digesting, and that's something they don't do. So they pranked him on both these, and like I said, I'd be surprised if he ever would come back here. But, you know, Mike Rowe, he's a pretty good sport about this stuff, so he laughed it off as a joke. But, yeah. So like I say, for $57 a ton, I don't understand why they would be so different in price. And that's the other thing with this mill I noticed here lately. I know their mix. I've seen it in their book there on the counter. I don't know it by heart, but I know there was no oats in it. And several times here now, 2 or 3 batches ago, it was full of oats, and then the next batch had no oats. The bin that they got, it needs work on it, so they're not taking oats this year. They're trying to clean that bin out, so I think they were just shoving them through here to try to use them up. I don't think they can use them in the horse feed. They're probably musty or something. They get these fancy Canadian oats or something for their horse feed. So, and then the other thing I noticed with this, now when I put this in the mixer, you know, I've been mixing 4 bags in a batch of feed. So it'd be 400 pounds. I dumped 400 pounds of this in the mixer, and it registers 390 pounds. Which is not a big deal because the scale in the mixer is not calibrated. It doesn't count per pound, it counts by 10 pounds. So it could be off, but it's always 390 pounds. So they're measuring fairly accurate, I would think, or weighing it. Now this one, I put 4 bags in, and it was 410 pounds on my scale. So whether they're a little more liberal with their feed or what, but this might make a difference because it's going to have more grain to it, possibly. They use wet molasses. This has no wet molasses on it, so they must have dry molasses in it. I know they put like 5 to 6 pounds of molasses per 100 pounds. So if they're putting in dry molasses, you actually use less, I think it is. It's because it's concentrated or whatever. So actually, in the overall, I might be getting more feed per 100 pounds on this than I am of that. So like I say, we're gonna try this for a week or so, see if it makes a difference, and then if not, well, like I say, as long as I don't lose milk, it's money in my pocket. So that's all that matters in the end. But I guess, thanks for watching, and we'll catch up with you later.